If you are like me, some years on the first day of school, you are lucky to get even one photo. Hi, I'm Katie Taylor at scrappinkaty.com, where I show you how to preserve your family's memories through the art of scrapbooking. It's been a while, hasn't it, YouTube? So, I am diving into March using a sketch from Christie's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. This is for day 2, and it's from Jessica Michaels. And I have been sorting through photos. I am experiencing shoulder pain again, and then I am really, really busy at my day job. And so when I get home, crafting just isn't there, but I want to still do something productive. So I've been going through some photos and sorting those, and I found this one. And this is for the first day of school in 2012. And so it's all by itself. I didn't take individual photos of the boys. I didn't take photos of them at their campuses or anything. So I'm going to use this single photo. And then I have pulled out the brand new paper collection. This will be available March 4th from Stampin' Up. And you can see here just how colorful it is. Of course, it is heavily travel themed. It is called On the Go. It is part of a suite, which means you get a whole bunch of coordinating products together, or you can order it a la carte. But I have pulled out this particular pattern right here, and you'll see the backside, and you can kind of see the backsides of some of them here. And I love that anything travel related can also be used for school. So I've pulled out this, I've already cut it to size, and then I have 2 pieces of cardstock. One is a coordinating color in this one. It's called Azure Afternoon. It is a Stampin' Up color. And then this is just from my stash. Hopefully you can kind of see it's got a pattern to it. I have no idea the maker of this. It's not close to my heart. It's not Stampin' Up. But I've gone ahead and I've cut those. And then I've grabbed some coordinating products. Some are brand new that will debut March 4th, and then some are already available. Of course, I'll leave links down below to that. So I'm going to grab a base layout. I'm going to kind of clear things off since I already have everything cut, and then maybe think of some mixed media for this that you see in the background, and then we'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to do my mixed media first. So I'm just going to lay these pieces down, and these are 3x8s, and kind of roughly see where they're going to be. They are centered on the layout. Now I am going to do my photo off center like the sketch. But for the most part, I want to keep the colors in line with these. I kind of want it to be monochromatic. So I'm just going to scoot these down and mark the middle of these, and then that way when I go to do these sprays, I'm going to be using the gloss sprays. I can kind of keep in line with this. Scoot that one up, mark the middle. I know I could probably do a ruler and get this done a lot faster, but since they're here, and I don't want to pull up my Versamat because I'm fixing to go get a spray box for this. So I am going to spray first and then decide if I want to do inking or stenciling or anything like that over it. Again, I'm using the gloss sprays. I've just picked ones that I think go really well with the pattern paper. So we've got Ocean for the Azure Afternoon. And then we've got Cheddar for that yellow piece. I don't know what company it's from. And then I'm using Turquoise for the pattern paper. Now, I have not cleaned these nozzles in a while, so that may not actually spray. So yeah, that one's not working. So let's see if this one will. Usually, I don't spray. I just use these for dots. And then let's try this one. So that's not going to work either. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some hot water, and we're actually going to soak these. Okay, I know this isn't part of the process, but just in case you have these sprays, I just kind of wanted to let you know how you can clean them. So I've got 3 disposable bowls, and then I've got some hot water out of our water dispenser. I'm just going to pour in there. You want to be careful depending on how you heated your water. Getting water everywhere. My husband or my son, they just left for basketball, so they are not here to undo these. Yay! Finally, one that was going to work. So I'm just going to drop that one in there and go open these. Okay. So we've got this one. And then this one. Go ahead and submerge these just a little bit more. And then I'm going to let those sit, and then we can start spraying out of them. Okay, I managed to get 2 of the 3 working, so we're going to go ahead and do those 2, and then I will figure out what else needs to be done on the other one. So we've got that. We've got the cheddar in the middle. We're spraying that off to the side until I can kind of see some color. Spray a little more right here. So, oops. Well, that's kind of cool. On the turquoise, I am just going to take this wet paper towel. This is kind of what I've cleaned up everything with. I'm going to pour some of that on there and just kind of do that to this one. It's like one of those things that I'm only going to waste so much time on it, and if it's not going to work the way I want it to, then I'm going to do something different. And it's kind of where we're at on that one. So I'm going to kind of try to get in the middle of here, because remember, there are gaps. And then, so this doesn't happen again, I'm going to go unscrew those nozzles and go ahead and clean them right now so that we're good to go the next time I use them. So while that is drying, it dries really fast, but now I have kind of books on it to kind of flatten it out. So while that is doing that to this blue piece of cardstock, I am going to be using one of the brand new die cuts, and it's called the Patter of Friendship die. I absolutely love it because I'll show you here in just a second, but it doesn't actually cut anything out. All it does is make this pattern. This is another reason why I take all my dies off of this and just either put them on magnet sheets or like this. So we are going to take our plate, and this is Stampin' Up! Cardstock, the old school, and so there's not a dark side or a light side, so it doesn't matter how I do this. I am going to line that up on the top of this to try to get the line straight. And then I am just going to run this through my machine. One thing I am not a fan of Stampin' Up! Die cut machine is it doesn't have suction feet. So I actually have some on order. We're going to see how it works. See that? It's, it just makes these tiny little piercings in there. So I've got that taped down. I've got it lined up. We are going to feed this through. that will be hidden. I have found that this tape does not like Stampin' Up! Cardstock at all. So I'm going to have to find either some low-tack masking tape or my washi tape. I just find that sometimes washi tape doesn't hold it enough. But the good thing about this pattern is it is hidden. A lot of it's hidden by the photo. Okay, so let's start with this one, and I am going to center it. I do have tape, but I'm not actually pressing down yet. This one I'm going to put this little kind of ripped piece toward the center. And then we've got this one. And so you can see that this one kind of needs to be scoot over. I've matted my photo on some white cardstock, and I have a little ink spot of Azure Afternoon that I'm just going to run along the edge of the cardstock. This will kind of make that white kind of pop, even though it's on some colored paper. Just that ink kind of makes it separate itself and pop. I'm loving these ink spots because I have so much close to my heart ink that I don't want to get rid of it, but I don't want to go buying all of the full-size Stampin' Up! Ink pads. And so when I purchase kits, sometimes they come with those little ink spots, and it's perfect. I don't know if I'm going to put this at the top or in the middle. I think I'm going to put it at the middle and hang it off to the left. So the whole reason why I put the two cardstocks together, usually you wouldn't do that, but the whole reason why is because I wanted a lot of this pattern paper to show, and I wanted it to show on the right. So by putting those together, I am basically eliminating a whole lot of the plainness, especially with this color. And then you're still able to see a whole lot of the pattern. I am going to drop just some larger drops using this spray. Just kind of here and there. I've already cleaned these, so I really don't want to try to spray anymore, but I just feel like it needs something. And I love this gloss spray because I'll show you when these dots dry. They're glossy, so that's always fun. And then I am going to, while that's drying, I'm going to stamp day and then cut that out. And I believe I'm going to use the Azure Afternoon and then probably documenting. And I like this heart, woo! And then this heart for tags to go. So I'm going to pull those off and stamp some of those as well. Okay, so I think these are dry, so I'm going to pick them up. So can you see how glossy they are? You can really tell with this blue one. So I love that. I've gone ahead and I've stamped day. I did kind of leave it distressed, just to kind of play on this. And then now I'm going to stamp these hearts. And I don't know if I want to continue with the tone on tone or if I want to bring, I hate to bring this color in because our middle son has the orange on. So I hate to do that. So I'm going to try just the Azure Afternoon. Maybe one more. I wish these would go off. But we can fix that with a Post-it note. It won't be perfect because it's cardstock, but it'll be close enough. I am going to fussy cut some of these tags, and so I'm liking this one. Remember I told you that our middle son had the orange on? So I'm gonna fussy cut this one out, and then I really like this one. So I think I'm gonna do that one too. And those can kind of be behind the photo. up at the top right. I thought about punching a circle. That's why I have my little circle punch out right here. But I think it's just going to kind of get lost. There's not a whole lot of journaling to do here because I went ahead and on the photo itself, I printed the schools that they were going to. So there's not a whole lot to do. I love that these tags are kind of messy. They're not perfect. So I'm not cutting them perfect either. And then I'm going to grab some of the new ribbon that we have. I'm going to go ahead and remove the backing to the 3D foam tape and go ahead and glue it down. I did leave some room at the top that I'm going to trim these tags, so they're not going to go all the way under, and then also that will allow me to save kind of the bottom portions. So let's move it a little bit higher than what we originally planned, mainly because of my title now. So we're going to have, let's do day first. And I've added 3D foam tape to all of these pieces as well. Documenting and that way we can kind of have it hanging over that yellow cardstock. It is going to hide just a little bit of that gloss spray dot. I'm not really liking that D being even, but it is what it is. I was more worried about the Y and didn't even think about the D. So I'm going to put this over here. And that way it kind of elongates the title. And so I'm just going to cut this in half. And this one. In fact, we've got a new little tag punch trio. Aren't they cute? I'm going to use the 1/8 inch, and that way I can kind of see. When I am punching holes, I usually like to just make a mark where I want the hole to be. And then that way when I'm lining up, especially on these punches where it's hard to see, I can just line up that hole over that mark and then punch. I'm going to do the same thing. This one. And then we have this little mixed twine that goes with these. And I think I'm going to do a combination of this one. I'm only doing 2 of the tags with the holes. So a combination of this one and this Daffodil Delight. It's not the exact same, but I think it'll be close enough. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've applied adhesive to the back of these tags. And like I said, I'll trim them once they're in place. Got that one. And then this little one that will kind of bring the pink over. If you trim these separately, even though you're trimming them the same length, it's more apt to look natural instead of trimming them all just at once. And then you can kind of separate the colors. And then I'm going to get a glue dot and kind of adhere those down here in just a second. So the last thing I wanted to do is I did want to add some of these. When I was doing my walkthrough with my customers, I seriously thought that these were hearts. And so that is how I'm going to use them here. And then come over the green one. So they kind of look like hearts. So definitely not your average school layout. You can see just all the different colors. You definitely can see that gloss to the gloss spray, the texture of that die cut, and then the stamping. And then, of course, these cute little tags that kind of bring this color over to here since you've got plain cardstock over there. And then keep in mind that this was part of the 30 Days of Sketches, Christy's Beautiful Life. And I'll leave a playlist down below. You can go check out, again, this was day 2. There were several people that did day 1. There are several people that will do every sketch for each day in March. I'm just going to pop in and out and kind of see what I can get done. But thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your weekend and have a good week.